One thing that evolved for me when I was working at a nuclear facility in the 80s was that I realized when we would gather for the morning meetings that there were two things missing. One was nobody had accountability. I mean, so they'd call on so-and-so for a report, and he'd say, well, I couldn't get the information I needed. Yeah. And so, anyway, what I was able to help them start to do were two things. One, develop buy-wins. And so that even in that meeting, we started to track all the buy-wins. What I mean is somebody say, well, I'll take care of that. And then somebody else would say, all right, said it first. Well, when? I mean, you're going to ask him when? Oh, yeah, when? Well, by next Friday. Okay, let's write that down. So we would get what he was going to do and by next Friday. And he was accountable to get it. That single point accountability. That is, he can come next Friday and say, well, I couldn't do it because my group did. No, I'm sorry. You took responsibility. If you needed help, you should have come to, the boss talking now. You should have come to me. If you couldn't get entry in that, to get that information, come to me the next time. So they learned to note who was going to do what, by when, use that at the beginning of the next meeting, put the chart up and say, okay, let's say, oh, it's Joe, what happened? I see you're due today. And if Joe didn't come through, then problem solve it. Is this still an issue? Okay, why didn't you come through? Okay, how can we tend to that so that you can come through next Wednesday or whatever? And so both the concept of buy-wins, very critical, and single point, not a group accountability, but a single point. It doesn't mean that person does all the work, but they're the one that anybody can turn to and say, how's that project going, or how's that task going? Because they'll know, because they have single point. Those are critical components.